My dear child, you are here, exactly where you need to be. And this word is not only for you, but for this very moment in your life. You did not stumble upon these lines by accident. I have awaited this conversation with you, longing to pour my heart directly into yours. As you open yourself to what follows, be prepared. I will speak to your secret places and to your questions, even those you dare not voice aloud. There are mysteries in your life that you have sought to unlock and yearnings that press on your soul. I hold the answers, and what you are about to discover is not just another message. It is an invitation to encounter me, personally, to experience the breath of my love in a way that is unlike anything the world can offer. If your heart disengages, you risk missing the transformation and peace that I am ready to plant in you. But if you trust and draw near, you will realize that you are not abandoned, forgotten, or overlooked. Come now, be attentive as I reach past every barrier with the voice that created you, that knows you best, and cherishes you beyond comprehension. I have heard every word you have spoken in the privacy of your day and the quiet of your night. Nothing escapes my notice. I know every whisper, every cry, even those spoken only in thought and never upon your lips. You may sometimes wonder if your prayers dissolve into empty air, or if your worries go unheeded. But I have never turned away from you. I am always listening, always present, always caring. This is your sign. Nothing is impossible for me. There is no circumstance, no fear, no doubt too deep for my reach. I come to respond to you with my own voice, to tell you as plainly and gently as I can that my gaze is fixed on you with a love that never falters. I delight in your happiness, and my desire is for your fullness, your peace, and your true joy. Listen not only with your ears, but with your heart. Allow this love, which only I can give, to settle deep inside and quiet every storm. My intentions for you have always been overflowing with goodness, never harm. I know that life can feel heavy, that sometimes the future seems hidden and hope seems fragile, but my vision for you is strong. I intend to give you a future and a hope, to convince your soul beyond all doubt that my love for you endures forever. My embrace is infinite, my forgiveness boundless, and I am not angry with you. Do not look for punishment in your difficulties. Do not count your struggle as a sign that I have withdrawn. Your debt with me is paid, not by your striving but by my choice, at a cost I alone carried. The pain, the separation, the distance all dissolved in the power of the life I lay down and took up again. I did this not as a distant mystery but for you, to give you restoration, strength, and renewal where you thought you could not rise. Receive my words as they are dripping with affection, thick with the presence of my spirit. You recognize my voice not because it is loud, but because it calls you gently, with truth that resonates in a place deeper than reason. I know my own, and my own know me. As a shepherd knows each sheep, I know your ways, your unique cadence, your hope, and your heartbreak. When you follow, my blessings follow you. I keep you from harm that you do not even perceive. I heal wounds you cannot see. Let my words cover you, fill you, become the very shelter around your restless mind. Sit here, let your defenses down, and allow peace to flow in peace, not as the world gives, but as I give. I am your shelter, your strong tower, the ever-present help you long for. No enemy can snatch you from my hand. Don't let worry master your thoughts. Bring every care to me in prayer, not ritual or formality, but as an honest conversation with the one who will always answer. Trust me with your deepest needs. Let my peace, the peace that cannot be understood or concocted, flood your being. It is a gentle river, a soft blanket on your anxious chest, stilling every frantic thought so you can breathe again. Hand over your preoccupations, your scattered dreams, and rest, truly rest, knowing you are surrounded by my unfailing protection. My promises to you are in motion, coming with a swiftness that may surprise you. I make all things new, not just the surface troubles, but the very foundation of your days. Rest with the assurance that even now, when you cannot see the way, I am working in your favor, crafting blessings out of every adversity. Keep standing, hold on to hope, even when it feels like you are standing alone. Every time you cry out, every time you whisper, God, I need you, a wave of my comfort and healing answers. My love comes nearer than your own breath, restoring you to wholeness. weaving gladness where there had only been tears. There is no wound, no sorrow beyond the reach of my healing. Fear, shame, regret, heartache, all things bow to my restorative power. I am not only the God of distant miracles and ancient stories, but the one who comes close to heal you now. Lay aside your questions and doubts for a moment, and allow my presence to renew your spirit. I am making a miracle in your life, one measured by the scope of my love, one that leaves no part of your being unchanged. For those who believe, everything is possible. Therefore believe not with a strained, forced hope, but with a gentle confidence that I will do more than you can ask or imagine. Let my love wrap around you now, transforming your heart and filling your mind with thoughts that are bright, hopeful, and true. I am calling you to remember not just who I am, but who you are. A beloved son, a cherished daughter, the one I formed with purpose. You belong with me. I defend you with all of heaven's might. Here, even now, blessing overflows to you, not in trickles or occasionally, but in abundant streams. Every promise I have spoken shall find its mark in your journey, because my word does not falter. Lift up your face, for the best I have to give is in my hands, waiting for you to trust and receive. Let your soul awaken to the sound of my voice. Recognize my nearness, and let this encounter draw you into a love that makes all things new. There is no other message, no other moment like this where your Creator stops the world to speak so intimately to you. Let your heart settle, and your spirit be still, for I am closer than you have dared to hope, and I am not finished writing beauty into your story. You find yourself drawn here because deep within you, there is a persistent longing, a quiet yearning that refuses to be silenced, no matter how loud the world becomes. I know how easily doubts slither into your thoughts, how your mind wonders if the path is lost to you, or if my voice would ever truly be meant for you. But hear me now, for nothing in all creation can separate you from the attention of my heart. Every detail of your life matters to me. Every tear and every laugh is precious, woven into the tapestry I am crafting with infinite care. You're not just another face in the crowd. You are seen, known, and chosen. If you turn aside and miss what I am opening to you, a treasure slips through your grasp. A deeper peace remains elusive, and joy passes like mist at dawn. Ignore the world's clamoring, and let your spirit breathe in my presence, for what I offer is unlike what you have found elsewhere. As you open yourself, you may sense the gentle press of my nearness. This is no abstract sentiment. I have drawn close to you on purpose, to whisper hope when despair threatens to drown out every other sound. I have watched you wrestle quietly with questions you tell no one, weighted by the ache of mistaken stories and disappointments worn like hidden armor. Even there, when you believe you are furthest from me, I am present, knitting purpose from every fragment you surrender. Come as you are, even with the doubt, the fear, the raw ache of longing that words cannot fully hold. My hands are kind and steady. I do not recoil from your grief or confusion, nor do I avert my eyes from your struggles. The same strength that spoke galaxies into being is now turned, with infinite tenderness, toward gathering the scattered pieces of your heart. There is more unfolding here than what your eyes can see. I am not impatient with your journey. Each step, no matter how faltering, is precious to me. I celebrate your smallest courage and honor your honest confession. It is not your perfection that moves my heart, but your willingness to trust me. Even if only enough to take the tiniest step forward. I know the paths you have walked, some shrouded in shadows, some lit by fleeting bursts of hope. Every joy and every sorrow, every moment of silence, every desperate prayer half spoken or simply sighed, I gather to myself. The valleys you have traveled do not disqualify you. Instead, they are the very soil in which I am planting new life. See how the empty places make room for miracle and beauty, for I alone can bring streams in your desert. Let me assure you that your questions do not anger me. They are an open door to deeper friendship. When uncertainty swells and the fog of the unknown blurs your way, don't turn away in shame, draw closer. I am not a distant observer, but a present help, a loving Father who welcomes your uncertainty as a sign of seeking, not failure. In my embrace you do not have to hide, for I formed your innermost being and understand the mystery and complexity inside you. Trust that no matter what words or thoughts spill out in your honesty, my love is unshockable, and my patience toward you knows no limit. There is a sacred invitation hidden in this moment, a call not just to survival but to deep abiding. If your strength is failing, do not think you must muster more. Instead, rest in me. I am your shelter, the rock on which you can lean when the wind threatens to sweep you away. No storm can destroy what I guard, and no night can eclipse the assurance of my love. Life may batter and bruise, and some dreams may seem dashed beyond repair, but from the ruins, I create new beginnings. Let the weight you carry roll off your weary shoulders and onto my steady arms, for they are strong enough for all that burdens you. You may wonder if transformation is possible after all that is past. You might fear that too many mistakes or missed chances have put my promises out of reach. Let me tell you, redemption is my specialty. I do not count your missteps against you, nor am I tallying your failures to withhold grace. Instead, I pour out new mercy each day, unearned and unending. Each morning I begin again with you, as eager as the sunrise to see hope rekindled. Your story, with all its twists and turns, is still precious to me. Do not measure yourself by your scars or your regrets, but by my undiminished delight in you. Your life is not random, nor are you a product of chance. I etched your name into my plans before you ever drew a breath. The gifts within you, the passions that stir in your quiet moments, are the echoes of my intention for you. Even your limitations and frailties are wrapped in purpose, for I am the master who weaves wholeness through brokenness. Trust me to reveal meaning where you least expect it. Your presence in this world is not accidental. Rather, you are an answer to needs before you ever recognize them. Allow my spirit to awaken you to the sacredness of your journey, knowing I walk with you every step, setting the pace and lighting the way, even when the path seems dim. Do not let comparison rob you of freedom. The world insists you must measure up, that worth is won by achievement or appearance, that fulfillment is an elusive trophy reserved only for the chosen few. My love does not require your striving. You are already beloved. Every insecurity or doubt you carry is met with my unwavering affirmation. You are enough, because I have declared it to be so. Rest from the endless race to prove yourself. Let your identity settle deeply in my affection, rooting out the lies that clamor for your devotion. Even in solitude, when anxiety presses in, know that my spirit breathes peace over you. You are not abandoned, no matter how alone you may feel. Through my presence, I offer you refuge, a quiet space at the core of your being where hope, joy, and courage blossom anew. Sit with me here, in the stillness. Let my arms hold you until fear's grip is loosed, and your heart finds its rhythm in my faithfulness. You need not carry your burdens alone, for I am the lifter of your head, the one who sees every sorrow and celebrates every joy with you. I am delighted in your longing for more, for it is a seed I have planted within you, a sign of my spirit drawing you ever closer. Do not despise your questions. Instead, let them lead you into greater intimacy with me. There are answers that will come in time, and answers that will wait, but the real treasure is discovered in our shared journey, the growing trust, the secret strength, the unfolding of your true self in the light of my unchanging devotion. You have come, searching for answers that your heart scarcely knows how to voice, longing to uncover the threads of hope I have woven through your life. You may sometimes wonder if your prayers drift unheard, or if your efforts are as seeds scattered on dry ground. Let me reassure you, not a single whisper escapes my notice. Every yearning, every unspoken word finds its home in my heart long before you find the courage to express it. Even in moments when silence hangs heavy and you sense distance between us, I am closer than your next breath, attentive to every detail of your inner world. It is not the loud, boastful accomplishments that move my heart, but the quiet resilience you show in days of doubt, the gentle attempt to rise again after stumbling. I know the cost of your private battles, the resolve it takes each day to choose kindness over resentment, faith over fear. Let me remind you that I am the gardener who tends your soul with unwavering patience. My hands nurture even what seems dormant, coaxing shoots of new possibility from the soil of forsaken dreams. Trust that no labor is wasted, and that what you perceive as seasons of fallow ground are, more often, seasons of preparation. I am shaping you for fullness beyond your current understanding, cultivating endurance and depth that simple ease could never grant you. Do not despise your limitations or small beginnings. There is room for growth in weakness that strength alone cannot supply. I do not value you by the number of your achievements or the applause of others, but by the courage you show in the shadows, by the precious authenticity that emerges when you believe only I am watching. When you feel weary, tempted to lay aside your hope and settle for a life of safe predictability, I invite you instead to rest and to surrender all your striving to my faithful hands. My provision is not transactional. You do not earn my favor by relentless effort. Rather, I invite you to abide in me, to let my presence be your dwelling where restoration is constant and love flows freely. When worry and regret begin to press in, recall that I hold tomorrow just as securely as I hold today, and that nothing escapes my sovereign loving gaze. You are not at the mercy of fate or fortune, for I am the one who sets the seasons and writes the story of your life with deliberate care. Consider how a child trusts the embrace of a parent, how little ones are content in the arms that lift them. That is how I wish you would come to me, with simple trust, unhindered by fear that you must somehow earn my attention. Let go of the compulsion to fix every flaw before entering my presence. Church walls, ritual words, and outward appearances do not determine your welcome. I am drawn to the sincerity of your heart, to the moments when you bring me your truth instead of your perfection. It is in your honest confession, not your careful mask, that I meet you most tenderly. I see beyond every shell you build, understanding motivations and wounds invisible even to you. My love does not falter in the face of your doubts or your mistakes. Like a sculptor who sees beauty within an unformed stone, I vision what you will become, patiently guiding your transformation. At times, the shaping may feel sharp. Letting go of old identities can be uncomfortable and frightening, but trust me, what I carve away is never to harm, but always to reveal the greater glory I planted in you from the beginning. Yielding to my work is not abandonment of your value, but a recognition of how precious you are that I would invest so much care in your becoming. There are threads of pain and disappointment in your story, moments when trust was broken or hope deferred. I grieve these wounds with you, for I am not indifferent to your suffering. My compassion is a well that never runs dry, and I hold your tears as treasures, each one marked by my comfort. I am not merely the observer of your sorrows. I entered your world, identifying with all your fragility and loss. I do not ask you to ignore what hurts or to quickly move on, but to let me sit beside you in the ache, to let my healing seep into places you are afraid to acknowledge. I am not here to lecture, but to shoulder the burden with you. In your journey, there will be many paths, some smooth, some tangled with thorns. Do not fear the unfamiliar, for I go ahead to prepare your way. Even when the road takes unexpected turns or disappointment clouds your vision, I have not abandoned you. I am the shepherd who leads, not by shouting from a distance, but by walking before you, calling you by name. When you cannot see what lies beyond the next bend, lean into the assurance that I know the landscape of your future. Every valley you traverse is encompassed by my promise, and every mountain you face appears smaller from my vantage. Where you see only obstacles, I see opportunities for trust to take root and bloom. Like sunlight dappling through leaves, my joy is not diminished by the shadows that flicker across your days. I delight in your laughter, your small acts of kindness, your hopeful anticipation of new beginnings. You are designed not simply to endure, but to thrive, to experience the abundance that comes from walking in step with me. This abundance is not measured in material gain or fleeting pleasures, but in richness of soul, in character developed through grace and challenge alike. The journey will deepen you, stretch you, even unsettle you at times, but belonging to me means you never travel alone. Bring to me your questions, your confessions, your deepest longings. You do not need pretense or polished speech, just the openness of a heart that yearns to be known and loved. I welcome you as you are, and together we will shape who you are becoming. This is where true peace is found, not in circumstances that never change, but in confidence that I am with you in every season. Let this truth ground you as you continue onward, for I hold your today and your tomorrow with the same steadfast love that has never failed you. I see you walking through days where the sky presses low, where the world seems indifferent to your longing, and only the quiet of the night holds your true hopes. I hear the prayers formed in the hidden places of your heart, sometimes so faint you wonder if they ascend at all. Know that you are not murmuring into a void, for I am the one who has shaped your very voice, and I cherish every uncertain word. Even the sighs that never fully become sentences are precious to me. There is no barrier between your longing and my listening. When you doubt that connection, remember, I dwell closer than your next breath. The longing for me that beats inside you is my own seed, planted deep before you dreamed your first dream. I water that seed with my presence, even when you do not recognize it. My child, I delight in your search for me, even amid confusion or fragile faith. Your desire is already the beginning of finding. Still, I am not content for you to linger in uncertainty or bend beneath burdens you were never meant to carry alone. Come to me as you are, hesitation and all, for loving you is my delight, not a duty. I do not measure you by the heights you reach or the clarity of your vision, but by the willingness to draw near, however faltering your steps. Every time you dare to hope for more, every time you risk opening your heart, these moments adorn you in my sight. I have seen the places inside you where pain once locked the doors, where fear whispered that you were unworthy of notice or comfort. Yet I am the one who narrates your story with tenderness. Those places you thought would always bear the echo of loss, I intend to fill with the music of healing. Bring your regret and confusion, your shattered plans and faded hopes. Bring them like stones gathered on a long journey, and let me show you how I build with what the world discards. Nothing about you is wasted. No day or choice or sorrow has fallen outside my redeeming reach. You may wonder, in your silence, if you are too tangled for restoration. My heart stirs when you ask such things, for I long to show you that nothing is beyond my mending. The world may measure strength by control and perfection, but my ways are gentler, deep-rooted, and enduring. I shape lasting beauty from your honest weakness, and it pleases me when you entrust your need to my hands. Every flaw you mourn becomes a vessel for my grace to shine through. Trust that my purpose is alive within your present confusion, not only in the future clarity you yearn for. I do not merely wait for you on distant mountaintops of achievement. I walk with you in the valleys, the forests, the deserts, wherever you may find yourself lost or searching. I am never far, always attentive, attuned to the stories inscribed on your heart. You come carrying memories that sometimes haunt you, choices that you replay late into the night. You worry that the past defines the limits of your future. Listen as I whisper again. I am not bound by your failures or your fears. What others, and even you, may call irredeemable, I call the ground from which new life springs. There are seeds beneath the soil of your pain that I am nurturing into unexpected harvests. Release the urge to control every outcome, and instead entrust your unknown tomorrows to my creative love. Watch how I unfold redemption in places you had only known barrenness. My mercy is not an eraser for your story, but the author of new chapters that weave redemption into every line. Trust the process. Healing may take time, but my presence is your daily companion. I see the questions that arise when disappointment lingers. Why did this happen? Where were you when I needed rescue? Even the hardest questions are welcomed. I am a safe place for your anger, your confusion, and your tears. Do not feel ashamed of your honest cries. They are music to me because they are real and unfiltered. I am not intimidated by your wrestling. Like a loving parent who holds a child through a storm, I encircle you even when you push against me in your frustration. Bring every feeling to me. There is nothing too dark or heavy, nothing that surprises or repels me. Your vulnerability is the door through which I bring peace and understanding far deeper than answers alone. Let me show you how I use what seems bitter for sweetness in due season. Your story is not small or insignificant. The world may overlook the quiet transformations inside you, but to me, they are of cosmic importance. Every time you choose love over bitterness, every small act of reconciliation, each time you dare to hope in the face of despair, you participate in the renewal of all things. I take delight in your courage, subtle as it may seem to onlookers. What you count as tiny steps, I see as monumental victories of grace. You are not moving through life unseen or unvalued. I inscribe your story on the palm of my hand. You matter more than you can fathom. When you feel drained, pressed by demands and uncertainties, come rest with me. Lay aside for a moment the compulsion to fix yourself or the world. I invite you into the shelter of my presence, where striving ceases and you can breathe in peace, secure in my unwavering affection. There will be time for action and for moving forward, but first, allow me to renew your soul, to speak assurance over your worries. Even as the waves of life rise, I hold you steady. My peace is not fragile, but mighty enough to sustain you in every circumstance. If you let me, I will anchor you through storms, so you may become a quiet harbor for others. In your daily routines, those commonplace, repetitive rhythms, I am present. The mundane does not bore me. Whether you serve quietly, listen to a friend, or simply endure another difficult day, I am in your midst, imbuing significance to each moment. Nothing is wasted. Each holy, ordinary act becomes a way of drawing closer to me. I celebrate your faithfulness when no one else observes, and I remember every small act of mercy. The quiet persistence to do good, even when misunderstood or unnoticed, is precious to me. Hold fast to the truth that I cherish who you are, not only what you do. Let hope take root in the soil of your days, even in seasons where you see only bare branches or cold ground. Above and beneath, I am at work, preparing new blooms. Fix your eyes not only on hardship but on the subtle signs of life. I send an unexpected kindness, the warmth of sunrise, strength to endure another day. These are gifts from my heart, reminders that I have not abandoned the world or my plans for you. Open your hands, open your heart, and receive them. Take one step at a time, knowing you do not walk alone, and that my love will meet you at every turn. I see the moments when you have felt overlooked or misunderstood, the private ache of wanting to be seen and truly known. Even when you wonder if anyone notices, remember, I see every thought, every silent hope, every battle within your heart. I do not judge you as the world does, for I know the intentions that inspire your decisions and the hidden burdens you carry. When you risk opening your heart in prayer, bringing to me even your confusion and doubts, you invite me to draw near with a gentle embrace that never condemns. Do not underestimate the power of this sacred exchange. In these moments, I offer not just comfort, but clarity, a gentle light that gives meaning to your struggle. There will be times when your questions seem too big, when the path ahead blurs and old fears rise up. My voice will not always thunder. Sometimes I am the quiet whisper guiding your next step. Learn to trust this stillness, for in it you discover the confident peace that comes from knowing you are led by my hand. The world may offer many voices vying for your attention, some speaking promises that quickly fade. Do not be swayed or disheartened by these passing winds. Instead, ground yourself in the constancy of my love, which endures beyond all disappointments and failures. With me, you are never defined by your worst moments. You are precious because you exist in my love, and nothing can erase that truth. Look back on seasons of waiting in your life, moments which seemed void and empty. I see how you grew weary, and yet those are the places where my presence hovers nearest. Waiting is not wasted time. In the hidden stretches between your longings and their fulfillment, I am preparing your heart, refining your character, and shaping the future in ways you cannot yet imagine. Consider the roots of a tree, unseen in the dark earth there, beneath the surface. Great strength is being formed long before the fruit shows. Your quiet faithfulness matters deeply to me, more than any outward achievement or applause. Each small decision to trust, to keep going, to love when it is hard, forms a testimony of hope that will shine for generations. I call you to release the burdens you were never meant to carry. The weight of old regrets, the anxieties of tomorrow, are not yours to bear alone. When you release them to me, you make space for hope and renewal. Even if you feel you have nothing left to offer, know that I desire your heart, not your performance. When you come to me in simple honesty and surrender, I delight in you as a cherished child coming home. This is not a call to strive harder, but to dwell deeper, to rest in the love that has already chosen you. When you stumble under the strain of self-condemnation, pause and let me speak truth over you. You are forgiven. You are clean. Let this assurance quiet the storm within. Transformation is not about erasing your story, but about redeeming every chapter, even the ones you might wish to forget. I take the fragments of shame and sorrow and turn them into threads of compassion, wisdom, and courage. Nothing in your past is wasted in my hands. Nothing can disqualify you from the future I am preparing for you. Trust me to rework the broken places into beauty you never anticipated. Let your scars be signs of healing, not reminders of defeat. Where the world sees disqualification, I see possibility. Where you see an ending, I am already at work, crafting a new beginning. You may wonder if you will ever truly change, if the old patterns will forever hold you captive. Listen closely. I am not waiting for your perfection. I am celebrating your progress. Every choice to turn toward love, to seek forgiveness, to start again, is a victory that echoes in eternity. You are never alone in this journey. My spirit empowers you in quiet ways, nudging you to hope again, to forgive, to lift your gaze. The pace may seem slow, but steady growth under my care produces lasting fruit. It is not about doing more. It is about becoming more like the one who loves without limit. Do not ignore the gentle invitations I place within your everyday moments, the prompt to pause and notice beauty, to speak kindness, to offer help without condition. These are the seeds of my kingdom sown in your life. Each act of love, no matter how small, becomes part of a larger story woven through eternity. Do not minimize your impact. You are a unique vessel of my compassion, placed purposely where you are. I celebrate every hidden kindness, every act of faithfulness that no one else sees. When fatigue threatens to overwhelm you and your motivation grows thin, remember you are not called to carry out your purpose alone. My joy is not a distant, unreachable prize, but a source of daily renewal. Draw from it freely. Let laughter and gratitude become your songs in the night, rising up as reminders that hope is alive, even in sorrow. Look for me in the faces of those around you, in the provision you find just when you need it, in the stillness where my peace overflows. I am present in every moment, weaving purpose and goodness, even through the ordinary rhythms of your life. Let my love reshape how you see yourself, so that you are no longer defined by fears or labels others have imposed, but by the truth of your identity in me. You are wanted, you are chosen, you have a place at my table. The future is not closed to you. I hold the keys, and with me, every door can open. Keep your heart open to possibility. Do not let cynicism or despair harden you. My mercies are new every morning, ready to strengthen you for whatever comes. As you continue forward, let trust be your anchor and gratitude your guide. The road may wind and at times feel unfamiliar, but you are never lost when you are with me. I have walked this path ahead of you, and I continue to walk beside you. My delight is not in your perfection, but in your willingness to let me lead. Each day is an invitation to discover my presence in new ways, to walk in the assurance that you are loved beyond measure, and to offer that love to others as freely as you have received it. Let your heart rest here in my presence. Everything I desire for you flows out of this certainty. You are wanted, chosen, and seen. Though the voices of doubt and fear press in, I call you by your true name, known before you uttered one word or took a single step. Trust me to hold your days. The worries you carry do not disqualify you. They invite you deeper into my arms. There is no confusion in me, no frantic striving. My gift is clarity, a steady whisper that brings disorder into alignment with my peace. You are not lost in the shuffle of the world's noise. When you feel invisible or misunderstood, I want you to remember that nothing about you escapes. I notice not a thought, not a sigh, not a single tear you shed alone at night. I gather your pain gently, clothing you each morning with new mercy. There is beauty in your journey, even in the halting, trembling steps. I am not measuring your progress as people do, with impatient scales or harsh comparisons. My gaze is full of compassion, not criticism. I see your attempts to love, to give, to forgive. All is precious to me. I cherish your smallest acts of kindness, the unseen sacrifices you make. I am present in your routine, working through the ordinary details that seem insignificant. No step is wasted, no effort overlooked. Do not despise your humble offerings. Surrender them and watch how I multiply what you place in my hands. I bring life to what seems small. What you give in secret, I honor openly, forming a tapestry of significance from each thread of faithfulness. When disappointment grips you, remember that setbacks are not a verdict against you. I use even the outcomes you wish to avoid to deepen your heart, to draw you near. What you call delay, I see as preparation. What confuses you now may one day reveal pathways of blessing you cannot yet imagine. Trust that I am not indifferent to your waiting. Every hope, every anxious heartbeat meets my tender understanding. I share in your longing. I stay with you in the silence and the ache, whispering strength into your soul. Dare to believe that your story is not on pause. It is unfolding with the wisdom only I possess. My timing is never random or careless. I hold the narrative of your life with skillful hands. I invite you to ask boldly. Let your requests rise with honesty, for I am not offended by your desperation. Prayer is not a performance to perfect, but a relationship to enjoy. Bring me your true self, doubts and all. I am not surprised by your questions, nor do I grow weary when you struggle to trust. I receive all that you offer, your joy, anxiety, impatience, and hope. In exchange, I offer an anchor for your wildest storms, my love, unwavering, unshaken. I answer with wisdom that protects, even when it feels as if I remain silent. My plans are layered with goodness beyond your current view. Leave room for wonder. Expect my delight to interrupt your expectations and show you gentle, unexpected joy. Let forgiveness take root in your heart, releasing you from bitterness's silent hold. I do not keep score, nor do I demand perfection before I extend my favor. My forgiveness is relentless, even for the places you hide in shame. I ask you to receive it freely, so you can walk unburdened, light in spirit, healed at the deepest level. Let that healing seep into your relationships so you do not withhold from others what I lavish on you. I long for freedom in your friendships, families, and communities. Where there is rupture, I am the mender. Where words have caused pain, my spirit gently seeds reconciliation and hope. Begin by letting me love you in your weakness and brokenness. Healing for others will flow naturally from the overflow. Lean into honesty with yourself and with me. There is no need to pretend or perform, no reason to mask your struggles. I know all, and I am near. Vulnerability is not a liability with me. It is the key that unlocks my transforming grace. When you drop pretense and come as you are, my spirit breathes life into dry places. I cherish authenticity over achievement. I seek hearts that are open and willing more than perfect records or outward displays. In this space, you will know true rest. Let go of trying to prove your worth or earn what only I can give freely. There is wonder in your raw, candid prayers. I meet you in them, responding not with disappointment, but with gentle reassurance. In moments when loneliness creeps in, remember you are never truly alone. I surround you with countless evidences of my presence, hidden gems in your day, comforting words, glimmers of light through difficulty. I pursue your heart through sunsets, laughter, and even tears that cleanse. When human connection feels distant, my nearness remains. You are not forgotten. I am always writing you into someone else's prayer, weaving together lives for mutual encouragement. Trust in my ability to bring the right people at the right moment. Be open for the unexpected gestures of kindness I send through others, and do not underestimate the impact of your own presence in someone's life. I am ready to renew your hope. When dreams crumble and cynicism tries to take root, let yourself return to wonder. There is always more ahead with me than you have left behind. My creativity is boundless. I delight to give beauty for ashes, to awaken possibilities from places that seem shut tight. Allow hope to rise, even if it feels fragile. It is my gift, not your striving. Guard it, tend to it, and look for evidence of new growth. Even when you cannot see change, I am at work beneath the surface, preparing a harvest you have not yet glimpsed. My goodness will not fail you. Let love fuel every step, not fear. My perfect love drives away dread and insecurity. When you act from love, you align with my heart. Love is not merely emotion, but but a powerful movement that shapes how you see yourself, others, and the world. I am teaching you to live above petty resentments and anxieties, to see through the lens of my compassion. Let me be your source when you feel empty. Draw near and receive as much as you need, for I never run dry. In my presence you are filled to overflowing, equipped for every encounter and challenge that lies ahead. My delight in you is real and unshakable. You need not work for my approval. You are already accepted, cherished beyond measure. In every season when you soar and when you stumble, I stay. My faithfulness does not change with your circumstances or performance. Rest in this safety. Let it shape how you walk through today, courage renewed for the journey. You belong with me, now and always. In the quiet places of your soul, I am working tenderly, restoring the parts of you that have been overlooked or cast aside. I know how easy it is for you to hide certain wounds, to press them down beneath busyness or distraction, convincing yourself there are more urgent things to attend. But I see you completely. Nothing about you is invisible to me, even what you try to dismiss, even the aches you cannot name, every longing and every bruise. I gather them gently into my arms. I want to heal what is beneath the surface, not with a hurried touch, but with deep, sustaining grace. If you would dare to pause and let the silence come, you will hear me speaking the words your heart has longed for. You do not need to make yourself stronger before you return to me. You do not need to first mend yourself. Let me be the one who holds you together in your weakest moments. Let me become your strength where you have none. I can make beauty from these ashes you carry, bringing forth new life from what seemed irreparably lost. Draw near and notice how nothing disqualifies you from my love, not mistakes, not failure, not fear. I do not look upon you as the world does, weighing you for worth or measuring your progress against the shifting standards of others. I see you through eyes of mercy. I see the hidden victories you achieve, the quiet acts of kindness, the times you choose love when it would be easier to retreat. I weigh your tears and record every hope you dare to whisper. You are mine. This is the truth that undergirds all the chaos and confusion you may encounter. My claim on you is irrevocable, founded on my perfect faithfulness rather than your perfect efforts. When shame whispers that you are not enough, let my voice be louder. I choose you and I invite you into the fullness of life, not someday, but even now as you are. Let go of the relentless striving for control. I know the temptation to orchestrate every detail of your future, to try to build your own walls of certainty, hoping you can prevent disappointment or pain. I see how exhausting this has become, how it quietly erodes your hope. I am not calling you to a life of anxiety, but to a life of trust. When you find yourself gripped by worry and tangled thoughts, hand them over to me. You were never meant to carry the world on your shoulders. I am the one who holds the universe in place, who spoke the stars into being, and yet I am nearer to you than your own breath. I desire to shoulder your burdens, to exchange your heaviness for my peace. Surrender is not defeat when it is placed in my hands. Instead, it is the birthplace of freedom and rest. When you walk into unfamiliar paths, when the future seems uncertain or dark, remember I go before you. I illuminate the way, even if you see only one step at a time. You may long for the security of knowing every answer, but real trust grows as you take each step, relying on me rather than your own understanding. Even detours and delays cannot derail my plans for you. I can use every season, both the waiting and the moving, every joy and every sorrow for your good and for my glory. Keep your eyes open for the subtle ways I move. I may answer prayers in forms you do not immediately recognize. Sometimes, my gifts come disguised in ordinary days. Sometimes in the resilience I grow within you. Sometimes in the softness I bring to your heart. Understand that your significance is not found in external achievement, but in the simple knowledge that you are beloved. The world clamors for attention and validates worth in fleeting ways, but I declare your value as everlasting. Every breath you take is precious to me. There is nothing mundane about your existence, nothing accidental about your journey. Even the smallest acts of love and faithfulness, when you offer a word of encouragement, when you listen patiently, when you forgive freely, these are seeds planted in eternity. I see each one. I honor the choices you make in hidden places, and I delight in your willingness to reflect my heart to those around you. Let your soul breathe deeply of my acceptance. You have searched for affirmation and belonging. Here with me, you have found your home. My arms are always open. You do not need to earn a place at my table. You have always belonged. Let these words sink into your bones. You are chosen, you are cherished, you are invited, and because you are deeply loved, you can love others without fear. You no longer need to withhold kindness to protect yourself or love conditionally to ensure you are not hurt. I am your source, filling you again and again with living water so that you can pour out grace even when it seems you have nothing left to offer. Remember too that I have placed within you unique gifts, treasures meant to be uncovered over time. Do not despise the process of discovery. Every season brings a new opportunity for these gifts to surface and bless those around you. Sometimes you may feel overlooked or wonder if your efforts matter. Know that nothing offered in love is ever wasted in my kingdom. I take your humble offerings and multiply them far beyond what you can see or imagine. It is not the magnitude of the act, but the heart with which it is given that fills me with joy. Trust that I will open doors and create opportunities in my perfect timing. Know that my guidance is gentle and persistent. I will never force you, but I will keep inviting you forward with each whisper of my spirit. When you feel uncertain or face crossroads, pause and lean into my presence. Ask, listen, and trust that I will make your path clear. You were formed to walk in step with me, day by day, moment by moment. Do not be afraid to move slowly. Progress in love matters far more than hurried activity. I desire depth, not merely speed. I am teaching you to hear my voice, to discern my leading amid all the noise. Every step of obedience, no matter how small, aligns your heart more closely with mine. Let gratitude shape your days. Notice the beauty I have woven into your life, even when circumstances are difficult. Thankfulness will open your eyes to my goodness and keep your spirit anchored in hope. Celebrate the evidence of my faithfulness, the answered prayers, the small mercies, the moments when you feel me near. Let these memories be stones of remembrance that strengthen you during times of testing. When you choose gratitude, you shift your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from fear to possibility. Allow yourself to receive my comfort in moments of grief or disappointment. I know there are losses you mourn deeply, dreams that have felt shattered or out of reach. Grief is not a sign of weak faith. It is a natural response to loving deeply in a broken world. Bring your sorrows to me honestly. Do not worry about bringing only your best self. I am near to the brokenhearted. I gather your tears and promise to one day wipe them all away. Until that day, let me walk with you through the ache, providing gentle assurance that you are not alone. Even your laments are transformed in my presence. I turn them into seeds of hope that will bloom in their season. As you continue this journey, expect new mercies every morning. My love for you is not depleted by your struggles or doubts. With each sunrise, I provide fresh opportunities for growth, new beginnings even when yesterday felt like a failure. Embrace this day as a gift, knowing that my faithfulness stretches into every tomorrow. I am with you, for you, and within you always. When you look at your story, with all of its twists and steep valleys, remember that none of it catches me unprepared. My watchfulness over you is not a distant observation. It is a tender nearness that tends to every moment. Those nights you remember pressing your face to the pillow in tears, feeling unseen or misunderstood, those moments I counted precious. I was there, listening to the rush of your thoughts, witnessing your battles in silence. Not one sorrow escapes my notice. At the same time, not one hope is trivial to me. As you journey, know that your trust is never wasted. Faith is not merely believing despite absence of evidence. Faith is the living pulse of your heart connecting with mine, especially when you cannot see the way ahead. It is to you I speak now, urging you to keep rising when discouragement tries to wrap chains around your spirit. The voice of despair can be insistent, whispering that it would be easier to give up or pull inward. But hear my whisper stronger still. I am your steadfast shelter. When storms gather, you do not stand exposed, you stand shielded. My strength encircles you like the calm at the center of every trial. in the debris of disappointment or frustration, see that I am doing hidden work, setting stones of strength beneath your feet, so that you may walk out of the valley stronger and with greater tenderness for others. Even while you wait on promises, learn to rest. Patience is more than endurance. It is a holy exchange, a chance for you to receive my peace in exchange for your anxious striving. When you declare that you trust me with what is beyond you, you open a window for my peace to gently quiet your fears. Let me carry what was never yours alone to bear. What you hand to me, those burdens so heavy on your heart, do not fall to the ground. I uphold and transform what you release to me, and what I return to you is more than you could ever produce by your own efforts. Hope that cannot be extinguished, joy that rises unexpectedly, strength made perfect in your weakness. You are made not just to survive, but to sing even on shadowed days. There is music within you, a melody of hope that often surfaces in the simplest acts, a kind word, a genuine smile, quiet faithfulness in the mundane. These, too, are seeds of light I plant through you in the world. Never minimize the things that seem small. The greatest rivers begin with small, persistent streams. Trust that your everyday faithfulness is shaping the landscape of eternity even when you cannot see the sweep of my hand. I delight to use what the world overlooks. Where hope has grown thin and prayers have sputtered to embers, know that I am fanning them back to flame. I hold the power to restore vigor where you thought all was lost. Desolation is not your destiny. Abundance is the future I am shepherding you toward. The promises I make are never empty or fleeting. If I have whispered hope into your spirit, I will see that hope through. Your doubts do not undo my faithfulness. Bring even your uncertainty to me. Where your faith falters, my presence remains, gentle and sure. In moments of loneliness or confusion, hold fast to the truth that you are not alone. My nearness is often clearer in the quiet than in the noise of accomplishment. Withdraw into my presence. Let silence become a sanctuary where you can hear my gentle reassurance. You are beloved, not for what you achieve or conquer, but for who you are to me. This love cannot be shaken, diminished, or earned. Dwell deeply in that knowledge, and let the roots of your soul sink into the rich ground of my affection. As you look forward, do not be held back by regret or paralyzed by what you cannot control. The past is the soil where my mercy has already worked. Today is the moment where we journey together. I do not measure you by your past stumbles, but by your willingness to take my hand today. The future is secure because it is formed in my promise, not in your prediction. Walk with me step by step, and you will discover new mercies each morning, glimmers of grace in unexpected places. When you face voices that question your worth or purpose, remember you are spoken for with a voice that thunders with creative power and whispers with unbreakable tenderness. You are chosen, not because of outward qualifications, but because of my deep longing to be near you. I do not relent in my pursuit or affection. There is nothing accidental about your existence. I desired you, formed you, and watch over every unfolding chapter of your life with joyful intent. Your wounds, the cuts and bruises of your heart, are not overlooked. I am the gentle healer, binding up not only what is visible but also what aches in secret. My restoration is a process tender and attentive to your needs. When others have failed to understand or care, I never tire of listening. Bring your full story to me, with laments and laughter, and let me shape it into something beautiful and whole. Even your pain is not wasted, it becomes a channel for compassion, making you a vessel of empathy and hope for those you encounter. If you have grown weary in waiting for transformation, for that breakthrough or answer, know that my delays are never denials. I am teaching you endurance. Yes, but even more, I am teaching you intimacy. To abide with me in seasons of waiting is to discover treasures that cannot be found in hasty solutions or quick escapes. My deepest gifts are sifted and revealed over time. Trust the process, for I am forming more in you than you can presently see. Let your confidence rest not in circumstances, but in my unchanging character. What I have said, I will accomplish. I am not limited by human inability or failure. Where you are weak, I am strong. Where you fear, I am courage. Where you lack understanding, I am wisdom. I never expect you to figure everything out. All I ask is your willingness to take the next step, to listen for my guidance, and to believe that I am for you, always. Do not fear what others may think or say. Your identity is not defined by shifting opinions or fleeting success. You are anchored in my declaration of who you are: beloved, redeemed, purposed. Let the knowledge of my approval free you from striving for acceptance elsewhere. Let it quiet the inner critic and embolden you to take steps of faith, even small ones, because you know you are cherished. In confusion or anxiety, come often to the place of quiet with me. Here, breathe deeply. Let your anxious thoughts settle in the presence of my peace. Speak honestly and invite me into your uncertainty. I will never shame you for your worries or fears. My hand is steady, able to uphold you when it feels like you are sinking. I have overcome all things so that you may live unafraid, secure in my forever presence. There are seasons in your life when you may look around and feel as if nothing is shifting, as if every prayer falls back in silence and every hope breathes quietly in waiting. In these moments, I am nearer than your breath. I am holding your heart in my gentle hands, watching over the tender places that ache with longing. It is in the long stretches of waiting that I am fashioning patience within you, not as a burden, but as a gift that steadies your spirit and opens your eyes to the beauty unfolding slowly around you. Do not measure my love by the speed of resolutions or the immediacy of answered prayers. Instead, receive my love as an atmosphere, all-encompassing, unchanging, present, even when all else feels uncertain. When it seems the world moves forward while you remain still, remember, you are not forgotten. I am working where you cannot see, weaving together redemption and purpose through threads that may seem invisible to you now. Trust this. Every tear has a place in my memory. Every quiet act of faithfulness resounds in the halls of eternity. My promise is to redeem the years that felt wasted and to make beauty out of the dust that settled on old dreams. Your soul, precious one, is deeply known. I see the thoughts behind your silences, the desire behind your striving, and the questions that nestle into the stillness of each night. I carry the weight you sometimes cannot put into words. I do not grow impatient with your doubts or frustrated with your fears. Instead, I invite you to bring them close, to let me hold the dissonance and the trembling uncertainty. You are not required to present yourself flawless or untroubled. Come as you are, honest and real and open. My acceptance is not a fragile thing, nor is my delight in you conditional. I am the one who shaped you from the beginning, who sees your entire story with affection and hope. The future I imagine for you is not lesser because of stumbling or delay. My plans consider your entire journey, the detours and the places where you linger. In this part of your walk, let your heart be anchored in my faithfulness, not merely in transient emotion or fleeting signs. Rest in the knowledge that my presence is a steady current, moving beneath the surface, carrying you onward even when you cannot feel the motion. Let patience do its work within you, teaching your soul gentleness and resilience. It is in the waiting that you discover the sustaining power of hope fashioned by my hand, hope that does not disappoint because it is rooted in my unchanging character. You are allowed to rest in this, to take a deep breath and yield your striving into my care. I know there are places where you hunger for understanding, places where loss or pain still ripples. In these sacred spaces, let me speak peace over you. Release the need to solve every mystery, to close every gap with explanation. Instead, let yourselves be comforted by the reality that I am the author, a sovereign weaver of stories whose goodness persists even through the unknowns. You may not understand every chapter. Some questions will linger like shadows at dusk. But my goodness is not diminished by what you cannot see or grasp. Entrust the lingering uncertainties to me, the one who knows all and holds all with gentleness. You have not failed just because the journey is long. Delay is not defeat in my kingdom. Often what looks like barrenness is fruitful soil beneath the surface, where roots grow deep and silent transformation takes place. I am cultivating within you a deeper hunger for truth and beauty, a stronger sensitivity to the quiet movements of my spirit, a faith strengthened not by immediate satisfaction but by the willingness to trust me day by day. Every act of perseverance echoes in eternity. Every time you choose to get up, to keep moving, to hope again, I see, and I am proud of you. Even the smallest steps matter when taken in trust. Invite me into the ordinary moments, into the hours that feel unremarkable, even unseen. There is no part of your story too small for my touch, no detail overlooked in my affection for you. Offer me your boredom, your disappointment, your laughter and fatigue. Let the rhythm of your daily life become worship, not just in moments of grand success, but in the quiet faithfulness of each day. I dwell with those who seek me in the mundane, who open their hearts to my whispers amid their routines. I love to surprise you, to reveal my nearness in unexpected ways. The story you live is not only for you. Your journey has the power to inspire hope in others. Your prayers, your quiet faithfulness, the way you cling to hope in dark times, these are lights along the path for those who walk beside you or come after. Never underestimate the ripple effect of your courage and kindness. When you forgive, when you show mercy, when you choose joy, these choices change the spiritual atmosphere around you. My love flows through you in ways you cannot always measure or see. Remember, even as you endure and wait for answers, you are being shaped into someone of strength and beauty. I am not just interested in your comfort, but in your completeness. Trust that every challenge, every frustration, every hope deferred is not wasted. I gather all these things into the fullness of my purpose for you. Your endurance creates depth, your trust births wisdom, your patience makes space for my miracles. Yield your timing to me, and watch as I redeem every day, filling your life with meaning beyond what you can comprehend right now. Let your hope be an anchor in the storms, your trust a shelter when winds of uncertainty blow. I am trustworthy beyond measure, and I am holding your story from the first word to the last. Keep drawing near. Keep choosing to believe that I am working for your good. I will bring you through, and you will look back with awe at all that I have wrought, patterns of grace and transformation woven through every season. I see you. I love you. I am with you, always. Beloved, as you rest in my presence, take hold of the truth that your life is not an accident, nor are your days stitched together by chance. I have authored every moment with intentionality, each breath an echo of my relentless love for you. Even when shadows stretch across your path, I am the light that never flickers, guiding you safely through the unknown. Do not be afraid to bring your deepest fears and regrets to me, for I am never disillusioned with you. I know every motive and memory hidden within you. There is nothing too dark for my mercy to redeem. I delight in your humble heart far more than any grand gesture or flawless display. As you have listened to my voice, let every word take root in your soul, nourishing you for the journey ahead. I long to awaken hope where you have settled for disappointment, and to stir courage where apathy has tried to take root. The lies that whisper of your inadequacy and isolation fall silent before my truth. You have always been mine, and I revel in the sound of your voice reaching for me, no matter how faint. If you should stumble, do not imagine my love has grown weary or withdrawn. I am closest in these very moments, eager to lift you and restore you with gentleness and dignity. Your failures are not final chapters, but invitations to discover my faithfulness anew. I am not looking for religious performance, but for your open heart, your trust in my unwavering kindness. Lay down the burdens you've tried to carry alone, the weariness of striving to measure up, and let my peace flood the places of anxious striving within you. Rest is more than ceasing activity. It is abiding in the assurance that you are safe, supplied, and accepted in my embrace. Every longing for meaning, every ache for belonging, finds its answer in me. I have given you a name, a purpose, and a seat at my table. Turn from the voices that demand you earn what I give freely. I take joy in reminding you of your true identity, one dearly loved, chosen, and sent. My plans for you are not derailed by your uncertainties or the obstacles before you. Even when the road ahead disappears in the fog, I am faithful to lead you, step by step, revealing enough light for each moment. Trust me with your future, for I hold it secure and promise to weave even your disappointments into something beautiful and strong. The world may measure your worth by accomplishment, but I delight in who you are becoming in my hands. Hold on to hope, for I am the living one whose promises never expire. You are never alone or forsaken. My nearness is not determined by your efforts, but by my eternal determination to dwell with my beloved. Let this truth be your anchor. You are not too far, too broken, or too late for transformation. Each day is an opportunity to experience my new mercies and to choose faith over fear. I rejoice every time you turn your heart toward me, no matter how unsure or unsteady you may feel. When disappointment and discouragement try to claim your heart, remember that I am the comforter who draws near to heal and restore. I call you into freedom, freedom from shame, freedom from the heaviness of self-sufficiency, freedom to rejoice and be made whole. In your moments of weakness, when vulnerability feels like risk, know that I see each tear and understand your unspoken prayers. I gather every burden you surrender and exchange it for my sustaining strength. Do not delay intimacy with me, for I long to fill every empty place and breathe life into your dry bones. My invitation to you remains, come, let us walk together. Share the details of your day, your joys and your griefs, for I am attentive to all that matters to you. My heart breaks with yours and celebrates with you as well. I have given you a hope that is unshakable and a calling that endures beyond the shifting circumstances around you. The seeds of faith I have planted will flourish as you trust my timing. Where you see only small beginnings, I see the unfolding of a great harvest. Do not underestimate what I can do with your simple yes. It is never in vain to wait upon me or to believe my story for your life is not yet finished. I am at work in the hidden places, shaping you for every good thing prepared in advance. Continue to look for me, for I will be found by you time and time again. Let your heart be lightened by the certainty of my affection for you. You are accepted, forgiven, and beloved, not because of your perfection, but because of my promise. Cling to me in the days of abundance and in the seasons of lack, for nothing separates you from my love, not your doubts.